on, everybody? Welcome to another Car Talks with Wagonman. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that isn't about us per se. We're going to talk about judgment. The judgment that people place on people that they don't understand. So it's hard for people with depression, people who are former addicts or just getting clean. It's hard for the people around us, the people in the world, our loved ones, to understand. I think that's one of the biggest problems in the world right now, is understanding and being open-minded and acceptance. People don't like to accept what they don't understand. And for a lot of us, it's frustrating because we're trying to be better. We can't help that we feel depressed today, or are freaking the fuck out because we're having a panic attack from anxiety. And then it's even more frustrating when the ones around us judge us. Oh, you're being dramatic. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, he's just a shitty junkie. Oh, why don't they just stop? It's not that easy for us. And it's really hard to not get discouraged when people tell you there's nothing wrong with you, or people tell you that you're just doing it for attention, or you're stupid, why do you do those drugs, or anything like that. And it's hard for us to understand why they're so judgmental, and understand that a lot of it is because they just don't get it. Especially with loved ones. You know, some of us that have struggled with addiction have put those around us in our families, our girlfriends or boyfriends or wives or husbands or children. We put them through hell when we were in our addiction. It was a living nightmare, just coexisting with us. All we gave a fuck about was ourselves. And we tore them apart. And so when we get clean, they have a lot of reservations to just accept us, to forgive us for the dirty shit we did. And then we get pissed off because we're clean now, you know, and all should be fine because I'm not that person anymore. It doesn't work that way. It's a two-way street. It's a long road back for them too. You know, my mom still drives me crazy to this day sometimes. She gets such worrywart about me. About that I'm gonna fuck up or something. it's like, it's been 20 fucking years, man. If I was gonna fuck up, I'd do it by now. But at the same time, she was the one on the other end of the phone when I was calling her at 3 o'clock in the morning telling her I thought I was dying because I was ODing. She's the one that had to be 6 hours away from me not knowing whether her son was gonna fucking wake up the next day. So that understanding needs to go both ways. We can't get frustrated with them because they don't understand what we went through, but we don't understand what they went through because of our actions. They say people, places, and things. Like for me, like I said, I had to leave PA for a little while when I got out of rehab. There's no way in hell I would have got clean if I got out of rehab and went back to the streets. There's no way. Because another problem that we have, another struggle that we have, is that the friends or so-called friends that we had while we were in addiction, they don't like to accept that we're trying to better ourselves. Misery loves company. And that peer pressure is stronger than ever because while they're still in their active bullshit, they don't want to see you get better because they're not better. They're still miserable. So sometimes you got to get away from that. Sometimes it's hard. Maybe it's somebody that you've been friends with all of your life. And now you can't hang out with them anymore while they're still actively in their addiction. Or while they're still not dealing with their depression. Or whatever their struggles are in life at the moment. Just as it is hard for those around us to look at us through different lenses of understanding, we got to be understanding of our situations and not set ourselves up for failure. Even though it's tough sometimes because of the ties that we have to cut. And then another thing that drives me nuts is, why are we so judgmental within ourselves, within the people around us that are trying to be better? Why are we so hard on each other? I get caring and trying to give tough love to some people that may be struggling, maybe on the verge of a relapse. Sometimes I gotta fucking be stern with people. Sometimes I gotta sound like a little bit of a dick because we're thick-headed fuckers, and sometimes we need that tough love to get through. But that is not the same thing as fucking trash talking people that have went through the same shit that you did. Like, what the fuck is that? Why do we do that? Your shit stinks just as much as theirs. We're supposed to be lifting each other up. We're supposed to be supporting each other. What gratification do we get by tearing the next person down? It just doesn't make sense. There's no point in it. I don't know. Don't get discouraged whenever you feel like nobody understands you. Because they probably don't, if they haven't had the struggles that we've had. You know, it's hard when somebody's struggling with depression or something that day and they don't even want to get out of bed because they can't get out of their head, and your spouse or your kids want you to go do this and want you to go do that, and you just don't want to fucking do anything, and they don't understand, so they get frustrated with you, and then you feel like shit even more because now you feel like you're letting them down because they don't understand what's going on with you, and it's a vicious cycle, and that shit needs to stop. I think there's more awareness nowadays of what it really is to struggle with addiction or mental health, but I don't think it's come far enough yet. It just hasn't. Everybody's so caught up in their own bullshit that they can't take this fucking log out of their eyes while they're fucking pointing out the speck in the next person's eye. It's disheartening and it's frustrating for us. But you got to be mindful of the fact that we weren't always perfect, and we did a lot of fucked up things to people. And forgiveness and understanding doesn't happen overnight. So you gotta kind of take it with some patience. You gotta earn that shit. When you fucked over everybody you've ever known, you gotta earn that trust back. You know, you may get out of rehab and they may have tears of happiness and, oh, you're not using anymore, blah, 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 but that doesn't mean mentally those scars are just gone. They don't just disappear. It takes time. It takes time for us to figure out how to treat people again. It takes time for them to not expect this to only be a short-term thing. It's a process. But I do think that people need to be more fucking aware that this shit isn't just an act. That there are people out there that have real issues that they can't control without help. And it breaks my heart every time I see another overdose or another suicide, because that person just didn't have somebody to talk to, just didn't have somebody that wasn't judgmental enough to fucking try to get them help, to try to help them get clean if they want to. You can't fix a person. They have to fix it themselves. An addict isn't going to get clean unless an addict is ready to get clean. But you can't just abandon them. But at the same time, you can't enable them. It's a fine line you got to walk. And I just don't think there's enough people out there that aren't self-absorbed enough to care. And it's fucking sad. I've been watching a lot of different YouTube channels lately on like homeless addicted people and shit, trying to understand it more and, I don't know, come up with things to discuss on here and shit like that. And it's all the same. People just want to walk on by. Just, it's not my problem. It's not my life. It's not my family. It's not my friend. I don't fucking care. That's the problem. Too many people don't care about anything but themselves anymore. It's all about self. It's ridiculous. And we need to not be that. We need to be the better people. We need to try to be there for those that need it. It may not fix the overall problem, but it sure as hell won't contribute to it. It's just so sad. It's so sad that we're so self-absorbed nowadays, that people's lives don't mean shit if it doesn't benefit us. It's ridiculous. If there's nothing in it for us, then fuck that person. You know? I don't know. It's a problem. It's a problem. The judging is a problem. The fucking... It's so fucking sad. And it makes me angry that nobody cares anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. And nobody will give a fuck until we start giving a fuck. It's got to start somewhere. It has to stop. It has to stop. Too many people are being lost because somebody can't take a minute out of their day to say, hey man, are you okay? Do you need anything? I love you. Hey, I was thinking about you. How hard is that? How hard is that? Instead of saying, oh, that person's fucked up. Oh, fuck them. They're just junkies, or they're just whatever. Sorry, it's community days up here in a town by my house. I cannot wait. Eventually I want to live here so bad. So I'm kind of in the town right now. So if you hear music and shit, that's what it is. But anyways, that's it. A little bit of understanding and compassion goes a long way. Check on the guy next door. Check on the person beside you. Don't just talk about meaningless shit on social medias. Ask real questions. Be understanding. And if you don't understand, try to understand. Try to understand what they're going through. Put yourself in their shoes before you judge them. Because judgment kills. If everybody out there feels like there's no point, people aren't going to accept me, people don't care, then eventually you stop caring, and then we lose another soul. And it has to stop, guys. Alright, I'm gonna get off here. It's kind of crazy in this town right now. I gotta pay attention. Love you guys. Peace.